Welcome to Master the Science of Miracles, where we will explore the ancient science of transforming your ideas into your physical reality. Join us on a thrilling adventure that pushes beyond the limits of conventional beliefs about what it truly means to be human, as we unravel the truth about how powerful you really are. In each episode, we will discover the elements of the reliable, repeatable, step-by-step process for making the miraculous and ordinary part of your life. This is your portal to the extraordinary. So let the adventure begin. And now, here's your host, Ron Matthews.
Welcome back. I'm so happy to be with you here again today because I'm going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart and is one of the primary pillars of the Master the Science of Miracles system. And that is developing what I call a multi-sensory thought form of your desired outcome. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we have 5 physical senses. We have the sense of sight, of hearing, of feeling, our tactile sense, and of feeling in the emotional sense. Happiness, joy, love, and the negative feelings as well, worry, dread, anger. We have the olfactory sense, the sense that allows you to smell when there's fresh bread baking in the house or when someone's making a tasty lasagna. And we have our gustatory sense, which is our sense of taste. All of these senses are the purview of our subconscious self. And so when we talk about making a multi-sensory thought form of our desired outcome, we're going to be making a thought form or an image, a mental video, if you will, that includes not only the things that we think we're going to see or hear, but also, most importantly, the things we feel, that we will feel. And I'll get into that in a moment. Now, there is something that I wanted to talk about, and that is the fact that when we go into the inner brainwave states, I talked about those briefly last week, and I'm going to talk about them in a lot more detail in the next episode. When we go to the alpha level, the way I'm going to teach you to do it, your mind is not constrained by time and space. So if we're thinking at the beta brainwave state, the outer brainwave state where I am right now, and probably you are too, when we're in that state, then our imagination is constrained by time and space. That is exactly why affirmations that are done and repeated at the beta brainwave state cause cognitive dissonance. Because if you affirm something to be true that is not true, for instance, I am at my ideal weight, or I am free of whatever habit I wish to break, whatever it is. When you affirm something at the outer beta brainwave state, then you're likely to experience cognitive dissonance because your rational mind, your logical mind, your beta mind knows it's not true. That is not the case at the inner brainwave states, the alpha brainwave state and the theta brainwave state we talked about earlier. And we're going to use this characteristic of our subconscious to great effect as we go forward. So what I'm going to be talking about today is crafting the multi-sensory thought form of your life as it's going to be when you have achieved whatever it is that you most desire to do, to be, or to have. And to do that, we're going to start by choosing a memory. What I'd like you to do right now is just relax in your chair or on your couch or wherever you are. Hopefully you're not listening to this in the car. I want you to recall a memory of a time and a situation when you were happy. You were happy. You felt confident. You may have been with people that you loved and that loved you. Recall that scene. Recall that time. And as you're recalling that time, what I'd like to explain to you is that there are two kinds of memories we're going to be talking about: an associated memory and a dissociated memory. So what does that mean? Well, a dissociated memory is a memory when you are looking at the memory as though you're watching it on a video screen. You're watching it as a third party. You see yourself in the situation that you are recalling. You observe yourself hearing the things you heard. That's a dissociated memory. An associated memory is one where you are reliving whatever that situation was, that happy situation. When you were happy, you were confident, you were with people that you loved and who probably loved you too. All those sensations, all those feelings that you experienced, you are feeling them again. And if you have, I'm sure you have done this in the past, where you have recalled something, some happy time. And as you're recalling it, you find yourself smiling. You find that your emotional state has changed because you've associated into that memory and you're reliving it almost as vividly as it was when you were actually there. Now, here's a bit of brain science that is kind of mind-boggling. When you recall a memory like that with your eyes closed, your brain can't tell the difference. It can't tell if this is a memory or if you're living it right now. The only way it can tell is by context. So when you open your eyes and you see that you are where you are in this moment, your brain says, oh, that's memory. But absent that, it cannot tell the difference. And this is a very powerful feature of the brain that we're going to be putting to good use right now. So what I would like you to do, if you would for me, please, is get comfortable in your seat. And as you are getting comfortable, I'd like you to think about a time like that, a time in your past, a situation in your past when you were happy. Make a note of all the details of that situation. Who was there? What were you doing? What were they doing? Was there food? Were there games playing? Maybe children running around? A happy time, whatever it was, just make a mental note of that situation. And take a moment now and just create that memory or revivify that memory if you would. And as you are constructing the details of this memory, and you can go back and watch this video again, because it's best if you can pause after you do each one of these steps. I'm not going to pause for the sake of time and efficiency here. I'm going to go on through this, and then you can come back to this and review it at your leisure. So once you have completed your inventory of what this memory was about, I'd like you to imagine for a moment. And before I proceed, I want to reiterate something I think I may have said in the last episode, and that is because your subconscious self has the mental capacity of a younger sibling. It loves to pretend. Anytime you are in an activity where you are making believe, you're pretending, you're acting as if, your subconscious loves that, and it really, really participates in that activity. And this is important because recall that I said before, your subconscious self is the only channel of access between your conscious self, where you create ideas, and your transcendent self, which is the part of yourself that's actually going to make your thoughts become your physical reality. So this is how important this process is. So as you have constructed this memory, what I'd like you to do is to imagine that you're sitting in a movie theater and you're watching a movie up there on the screen. And as you're watching this movie, you discover that it's a movie that is the video of that memory you were just recalling. And in that video, you can see yourself in the video. You can see the people that were around you in that video. You can hear the things that are going on. It's coming out through the speakers there in the theater where you're sitting. And as you watch this video, let the video play on a loop several times. When it reaches the end, it starts back at the beginning again and plays again and again and again on a loop. And the more the video plays, the more frequently it plays, the more times it plays through, the happier you get. Because you're watching yourself in this memory, this time when you were happy, you were with people you loved and loved you. You felt confident. You may have been among friends. Maybe it was at a party. Whatever it was. Just make sure all those things are included in that video. That's part of that memory. Include all of them in there. And now as you're watching this video loop and play again and again and again, I'd like you to imagine you're going to stand up from your seat there in the theater. You're going to walk up to the video screen, right up to the screen. You're standing right in front of the video screen. And then step into the screen and become the star of that video. Now, as the video plays on a loop, you are there. You're feeling the things you felt. You're seeing the things you saw. You're hearing the things you heard. And the more times this video plays, the more times it loops. You experience these feelings, these pleasant feelings, again and again and again. And each time the video goes back to the beginning and begins to play again, I want you to make those sensations of what you saw, what you heard, what you felt, even what you may have smelled if there were food, what you tasted if there was beverages. Make those things even more vivid. Make the colors brighter. Make the sounds more crisp and vivid. They're surrounding you. They're surrounding your whole body. Make the feelings just want to burst from your heart, the feelings of happiness. Make them that big and that vivid. And allow this video to loop a few more times. And as you continue to be the star of that video, I want you to affirm something to yourself. And that thing you're going to affirm is a fact. It is a truth. And that truth is that those things that you felt, the feelings that you experienced from being in that situation among people you loved, that loved you, the feelings of confidence, of happiness, of joy, those feelings are a part of you every bit as much as your eyes, your ears, your nose, your fingers, your toes. Those feelings are a part of you. And in that situation, you made the decision to experience those feelings. They are yours, and you can choose to feel them whenever you want to. Is that fair? Can you do that? Go like this and tell me, yes, you can. I know you can. Now, come back to the present. Come back to wherever you are and think for a moment about what you had for breakfast this morning. Just for a moment. I don't care what you had for breakfast, but I want you to think about that just to bring you back out of that state you were in watching and being part of that video. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. The next thing to do is I want you to create a new scene. I want you to create the details of a new scene. And this new scene is the scene of how your life is going to be when you have achieved whatever it is that you most desire to do, to be, or to have. However your life is going to be then, make that into an image and make that image into a video. Are there people around you? What are they saying? Maybe they're congratulating you for having achieved this thing you so desire. And as they interact with you, as you bask in the full realization that this is your life as it is when you have achieved your desired outcome, make a note, mental note of those feelings you experienced in the memory we just talked about. And recall that you affirmed that those feelings are a part of you. You chose to feel them because you have been taught that when you're in situations like that, it's appropriate to feel happiness, joy, confidence. And so you did. And you can do that anytime you decide to. These are part of you. They're your sensations, your feelings, your sensory input. You can choose to experience them whenever you want to. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a memory from the future. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. I want you to take that mental image that you've constructed of how your life is going to be when you have achieved your desired outcome. And I want you to make that video. Go back to the theater, sit in the same seat, watch that video up on the screen. There it is. That's your life as it's going to be when you have achieved your desired outcome. And you're seeing how happy you are. You're seeing the bounce in your step. You're seeing how open your body language is. You've made it. You're there. Let that video of this memory from the future play on a loop again and again and again. And just as before, as the video plays on this loop, I want you to get up from your chair there in the theater, walk up to the video screen. And as you're standing in front of the video screen, it's right here in front of you. I want you to step into that video and become the star of the movie. Now you are seeing the things you're going to see. You're hearing the things you're going to hear. And most importantly, you're feeling the things you're going to feel when you have achieved your desired outcome. And now, run this video again and again and again. You're the star. And as you experience these same feelings you experienced in that memory from the past, you're now going to feel them again. Remember, they're yours. You can feel them anytime you want to. You're going to feel these feelings of happiness, of joy, of feeling loved, of loving, of having accomplished, of the pride of accomplishing your desired outcome, whatever it is. And as you experience those feelings, I want you to make them bigger, brighter, the colors that make them brighter. The sounds, make them more vivid. The sounds of laughter and congratulations. You're not just hearing them, you're feeling them. They're all around you. Let that video run on a loop several times. Each time, all those wonderful feelings are getting bigger and brighter and more vivid. And just allow yourself to enjoy that, because that is just as much a reality for you as your memory from the past is a reality for you. But now it's a memory from the future. And when I teach you how to go to the alpha brainwave state and repeat this process, that mental video you have created when you view it at alpha is going to have a much greater effect on your physical reality than that same video would have if you were to view it again and again at the beta state. Because remember, when you're at alpha, you're not bound by time and space. So when you watch this video and you affirm, this is my reality right now, there's no problem. It is a video from the future, and the future, the present, and the past are all going on now at the same time, simultaneously. All right. How is that? Can you do that? I know you can. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to be leading you through an exercise that will teach you how to go to the alpha brainwave state intentionally. We're going to affirm a few things in that state, which are going to expose you to some of the hidden talents you didn't even know you had. I hope you have enjoyed this adventure with me today as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. And until next time, make miracles an ordinary part of your life. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.